For today's video, I want to talk about the 3 productivity tips that have changed my life, that have revolutionized the way that I work, and that will hopefully be super helpful to you as well. Now, none of this is going to be rocket science, but these are things that I know you have been ignoring. I am here to tell you that I have tried them. I resisted it too, but I finally gave in. And I am so glad that I did. They are 3 very simple tips. So without further ado, let's just get straight into them. Hi everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Jolene and I run the blog sunshinediary.com. I also make videos here on YouTube about planning, frugal living, and productivity. So if you enjoy that type of content, I would like to encourage you to click subscribe and stick around. Hopefully you will like my content as well. Now, the very first thing that I think you've probably been resisting, I know I resisted this, but I have recently just given in and decided that if this is what I needed to do to get things done, then this is what I would do. And that is to delegate. And that includes being willing to pay to delegate. I do a lot of different things. If you've been watching my videos, you already know I'm an interpreter. I'm a lecturer at university. I run a blog. I have a YouTube channel. I occasionally do Airbnb. I do all sorts of things. I'm trying to write a novel. And for the longest time, my inclination was that I needed to do all of this on my own, that my business was too small for me to hire anyone, that I wasn't ready yet to outsource anything. I wasn't ready to relinquish that kind of control. I also know as women, depending on the type of task or the type of job that you do, women very often feel like we need to be superwomen. And I have heard from a lot of professional women, friends of mine, that, for instance, they are fine delegating to the people who they work with. They are fine delegating if they are in a management position. That's okay with them. But they don't like the idea of hiring someone to look after their kids for a while, or they don't like the idea of hiring someone to come and clean their home. They feel like they should be able to do all the things and be everything to everyone. I am here to say, I know you've heard this before, but take my advice and delegate. Go on Fiverr, go on one of those websites, hire someone to be your personal assistant, hire someone to do your taxes for you, hire someone. You don't need to hire someone permanently, but don't be afraid to delegate. Delegate to your friends, delegate to your family members. I have had very recently, even my mom, who wrote a speech for my students at university because I just needed the help and she offered it. And for once, I decided that I didn't need to do everything on my own. For once, I allowed myself to get help from somewhere. And that is so important for productivity because it allows you to focus your energy where you are most needed. It allows you to not split your energy among many different tasks. I've said this in a previous video, I think, but multitasking only really means doing a bunch of things kind of okay. Where if you focus on 1 or 2 or maybe 3 main tasks, you're much more likely to get those things done well and to be able to behave like a human being at the end of the day and not be short-tempered and bickering with your spouse or impatient with your children because you have been trying to be superwoman. You are not superhuman, and so you need to delegate. That's enough for that point. The next thing that you probably have tried, but maybe not in the right way or not as much as you should, and this is something that I completely gave into a few years ago and it changed my life, is to write things down. And not just write things down, because I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I know I make lists all the time. And I don't mean that. I mean making sure that this is part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth, just like your morning coffee, and not to write on little random bits of paper that get scattered all about your home, that get thrown away, that get buried at the bottom of your handbag, but instead you have a place, aka a planner, and you know I've got a ton of planner videos on my channel, so you know this is something that I absolutely stand by. So I do it with my morning coffee. You could do it at another point in time if it's more convenient to you, if maybe you want to do it when the kids have gone to bed. That's up to you, but it doesn't work unless you regularly write things down and regularly consult what you have written. I make sure that there is at least one point of every day when I take time to sit and plot and plan. And sometimes that's really the only reason I ever get anything done. So yes, you probably have kind of done it, but I would like to encourage you to make it a real important part of your system and to devote time to writing things down in one place that you will not lose, that you will be able to find and access so that it can help you guide and structure your activities. And the final of these 3 tips is one that I am still struggling to implement. I am not perfect. I love productivity, but I'm not productive every day. And this is something that is hard for me. It's hard for me because I have been self-employed for a very long time. And so for a very long time, I have struggled with something that you might also struggle with if you work from home or if you're self-employed, which is that people don't tend to respect your time. All they think of is the fact that you are the master of your time. And then they believe that that means that at any point in time, at any moment of any day, you can choose to give them your time instead of taking it for yourself. So I remember I used to hear this saying that you have the same number of hours in the day as Beyonce. And I would always think to myself, well, that's really inspiring. It's all well and good, but Beyonce has a lot of help. Beyonce gets to hire people to cook for her and to train her and to look after her kids. And Beyonce has a lot of help. Yes, I have the same number of hours in the day, but I can't necessarily accomplish all of the same things. But then it occurred to me that there's also something different between me and Beyonce. If Beyonce is doing a workout, I don't think she's going to interrupt her workout to listen to her sister moan about some kind of colleague at work who's annoying her. If Beyonce is in the middle of practicing a dance routine, I don't think she would interrupt her dance routine to have a long chit chat with the postman who just arrived. If Beyonce was reviewing videos of past concerts that she had done, I don't think that she would interrupt that to watch Netflix or something. And it is because even though for most people, working out or practicing a dance routine or watching videos of themselves from the past would not be part of their job, for Beyonce, this is work. So I imagine that she would guard that time jealously. I imagine that she would not allow someone else to come and interrupt her when she's working out, to come and interrupt her when she's watching an old video, to come and interrupt her when she's sitting down, scribbling down lyrics maybe. Because that might not look like work to everyone, but people will respect that when Beyonce is doing it, it is work for her. And that was one of the things that I wasn't doing. I wasn't guarding my time. I was allowing people to need my help more than my business and my productivity needed me. And that's something that really I'm still struggling to change, but it is so important. And when I do guard my time properly, I feel how it makes a difference in how much I accomplish. So it's hard. I know that it's hard when someone needs you, especially if you have small children, but it doesn't need to be your children. It can be anyone. It might be one of your friends who's having a major life crisis. It might be a colleague at work. I don't know where the distractions come from in your life. But one thing that has really changed my life where productivity is concerned is understanding that my time is mine. And even if I was using that time to rest, it doesn't mean that someone gets to disturb that. Because when someone disturbs my rest, it means that I'm going to rest later. Maybe I was resting now to work later, but now instead I'm dealing with your crisis, or I'm chatting with this person on the phone, or whatever. So instead of resting, I am doing your work, so that when I should be doing my work is when I'll be resting. And that will completely turn my productivity upside down. So I have decided to stop answering the phone if I am at work or if I am resting on purpose because I need to be productive later. I will really guard my time and make sure that I don't devote more time to all of the distractions than I do to my own goals and the tasks that I have set for myself. So that's it. Those are the 3 tips that have revolutionized my productivity. I hope that they'll be helpful for you. If you have any other simple tips like that everyone can use, please do put them in the comments below so that we can all benefit, especially if it's one of those things that you were kind of resisting for a while, you found really difficult, but that really helped or changed things when you finally implemented it. I'm very curious, anything productivity related, I want to hear about it. So drop me a comment below. I am so glad that you are still here with me at the end of this video. If you did enjoy it, I would like to encourage you to click that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I promise it helps my channel tremendously and it is completely free to you. In any event, I would like to thank you so much for having watched this video, and I really hope that I will see you in my next one. Bye.